Hi, this is Jeff at Below Average. How many of you out there watch the Super Bowl? Love the commercials. Everybody's always talking about it. It's a big thing. There's one I want to talk about, and that's the one dealing with the weight loss. Uh, on the commercial, the names were like him selling it, him and hers. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing any of these right, but like Wegouy, something like that, Ozempic, and then something semaglutide. Folks, these things are only offering, when you look into them and read in the literature, all they're talking is to lose up to 15% of your weight. So if you're at 200 pounds, you're talking about 30 pounds. If you're at 250, 3750, 300 pounds, 45 pounds. Folks, this is not a lot of weight. And this item, when you start reading into it, they all will say this is something that you should be retaking on a recurring basis for a long period of time. The thing they don't hardly ever say, or once they eventually they might, and it's pretty big, is the side effects. Listen to this: the side effects of this: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, sore throat, runny nose, stomach pain, headache, dizziness, tiredness, and I even seen one that had a mention of thyroid cancer. And they want you to stay on this a long period of time. Sounds ironic, sounds crazy. I bet you if you end up having any of these issues and you go back to your doctor, they probably will prescribe you something else. So they'll have you on two things, spending two sums of money for this whole scenario of just to lose up to 15% of your weight. Here at Below Average, we always talk about saving little bits of money to end up saving for your retirement or to pay down some debt. We always talk about working smarter, not harder. Folks, for the most people, this is a reverse. This is going to end up adding to your budget. This is just it's crazy. If you've done everything in the world and it's a last resort, I mean, that's going to be something you have to think about. But for the vast majority of people, all they're showing is these commercials, these people using the pen and sticking it in them, and they're good to go. They show the refrigerator, they show ice cream, cake, they got stuff like that all over the place. Folks, this is why they want to keep you on this for a long period of time, because they're making crazy money. I've seen prices anywhere from 50, 150, even more per month, $1,000 a year if you can buy enough of this up front. Imagine that. And then there's no talk of trying to curb what you're eating or try to go a different route at all. They want you to keep eating all the other junk food. So, I can eat anything I want, stab myself with the thing, pay the money. Hopefully I can keep my weight down. Hopefully I don't develop one of these. And I know there's more. That's all I ended up writing down as side effects. So folks, this is, like I said, we're always looking at ways to save money, not keep spending it in scenarios like this. So I'm not telling you to go on some kind of diet, and a lot of those are expensive. I got a video on Nutrisystem if you want to go watch that to give you an idea. Actual user who has used the food, have done it for a long time, at the 6, 7, 8 months. Some of it's broken up in there. Give you a very good idea, at least, on how that process works, and what I think about it, which is it's expensive. You could probably do everything for not quite half the price, but definitely a lot cheaper than end up buying that. Plus, you will go a little hungry on that. So it's what I'm trying to tell you, that no diet, those things never work. Been through it. Used to be fit a long time ago. I used to eat chips a ton of times, put on a weight over the years. Age, everybody usually does. This is kind of how it goes. But I'm here to tell you is what you need to look at is what I call a lifestyle change. No diet's going to fix anything. You didn't put all this weight on in the course of a year. More than likely, it's over the period of your lifetime, especially after your body starts burning the calories, where you can eat what you want when you're younger. And some of that stuff's just not the case anymore. So, lifestyle change, to give you an idea, last year my wife and I made that transition to start at least thinking that way. I'm going to say after a whole year, Uh, we started off doing really well, and we did kind of break down on it. But for myself, I lost only 5 pounds in a year. But I didn't starve myself, and I still ate some of the times what I wanted. You have to be conscious of what's going on and what you're eating. And this is what I think the route is. Not buying all these him, hers, Wegouy, Ozempic. I know I'm not saying them right. None of that stuff first. It's got to be a very last resort, and I wouldn't even think it's going to be a very good one. I'm sure there's people out there that are going to say all kinds of things. You just won't find the people that had a lot of issues or didn't get nothing out of it but spend a lot of money. Little increment changes in your food intake. I used to probably eat 4 or 5 bags of chips a week. Now I try to restrict myself for the most part to, maybe once a month or twice a month I'll end up having a lot. Candy, you do the same thing. You got to find little tricks. If you're a candy eater and it's bad for you, you got to look at the little things. So what my wife and I went to, because we do like chocolate once in a while like everybody else, you go to like the Tootsie Rolls that are small, or Yorks. I can never eat more than 1 or 2 Yorks, and I've kind of done with it, but I got a little of the taste. I'm good to go then. Tootsie Rolls 3 or 4, and I'm usually good. It kind of takes that craving away, versus my problem for a long time last year was Little Debbie's. I was probably spending $10 a week eating Little Debbie's. You want to talk about killing your budget? $10 a week putting in toward better food went a ton longer. That's where our budget blew up a little bit up on the food side, which I hope into quite a few months showing you what our budget looks like. But the video's kind of talking about this of not going out and wasting that kind of money. You need to take charge of yourself, so you don't have to go to using the pen or doing any of this kind of stuff. It was kind of disheartening when I seen that video, because I know, I know enough about it that it's, or not about that, but I know enough about dieting, putting weight on over time, and all this kind of stuff. Your body's slowing down, and it's just gotta, you got to stand up, and you might go through a series of these issues. This is where you got to really keep track. Write down what you're eating. This is where a budget comes in, because this is where you'll force yourself to probably save some money. If you're buying $10 a week or $20 a week in junk food, and you want to end up taking this shot, or in the pill or whatever it is for it, you can end up looking at, what if I cut that down? You got to cut more than half. If you're spending 20 a week, you got to go down and say $5. And look at that and try to go that route. Look for things that when you sit down and watch TV, you get snacky. That's where chips always came in for me. So I try to change it up with eating, carrot sticks, the good, better food, even crackers once in a while, something different like that. Find different things besides going right to chips. A bag of chips, oh my gosh, I didn't even know now. For an off-brand of chips where I'm at, it's like $3 for a big bag. It's probably 1,800 calories or something like that. And I used to eat a whole one a day plus eat food. It's probably over 2,000. I don't even know anymore. But lifestyle change. Think about it that way. Lifestyle change, not a diet. It's going to take you a long time. You start seeing some results right away. You just got to be strong, work through this, and realize, hey, I didn't do all this within a short time. It took me a while. And it's going to take a while to end up making the change. And if you can incorporate any kind of small exercise, great. I'm not even talking about that, because I know when you get older, your knees, your back, different issues. But the way to fix some of that is light exercise if you can. But back to please like, subscribe, comment down below. There's going to hopefully be people that watch this that are thinking about going to something like that. And your comments down below on changes you made, so you wouldn't call it a diet, that it was a lifestyle change. People will be able to read that and get inspired by it. They can help make changes. Maybe they can keep going back to the video. They'll make comments, and everybody else can keep commenting on it to get some help, advice, some be inspired a little bit. And this is simple. This would be good for your health when you get older. Obviously, obesity in this country, they say probably like whatever, 50, 70, probably 70% of the people are in the obese category, they say. Don't know how accurate that is, but we can make the changes here. And remember, by making the changes, you not only, if you can better your health, but by actually more food than the junk food. So you got more food in the house, which in returns, you spend less on food, which in returns, you take the difference and you stick that little bit of money for retirement. and that'll help your nest egg when you retire, and everything will be great. And by the time you get there, if you have lost the weight you wanted to, this 15% or more, you'll feel healthier, wealthier, and wiser. So, hey, if you can please, again, like, subscribe, comment down below. I'd appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who's been commenting on all the other videos. I know this one's a little bit different, but this was kind of been weighing on me a little bit after seeing that that commercial and how they just want to make it that you know, anybody who wants to lose 5 pounds just go drop the money and then stick, you know, and that's what it's going to get to. It's trying to pull in that group of masses into this thing so they can all make a ton of money. I don't think any of these diet plans in the past, and my gosh, at my age, I've seen tons of these things when it came up on cable back in the day, you know, in the 80s and 90s, ton of stuff. There's stuff all out there now. I guarantee, I don't care what anybody says, none of it really works as good as it is if you just work on being strong. And by doing a lifestyle change, you fail once in a while, no big deal. Jump back on pretty good on a diet. You start getting disgusted with yourself and eventually go off and you just go crazy, and then you put all the weight plus more back on. That's what has happened to me. That's what I'm feeling like, probably, you know, how it is. So I'm going to end up leaving this video. It's a little shorter one, but like I said, I'd love to hear your comments down below. My wife and I need some advice on different changes on different foods you might be eating that might end up like speeding up your metabolism. I know a lot of greens can do that, so anything along those lines, appreciate if, especially how you make them, not just open a can. You know, sometimes people need to have a little bit of seasoning or different stuff on there. So if you can leave all that down below, be great. All of us are going to end up hopefully being feeling more fit, feeling healthier, and maybe 90 days, 6 months from now, I might try to do a second part to this video like that if enough people comment and start hitting back on letting other people out there know that don't want to read the comments what's going on, and give you an idea on how what I'm calling a lifestyle change, where I'm at least at that point, to give you an idea and show you that it can be done at a slow pace. Thank you. Have a great day.